Hello everybody, welcome to the MaffmanJones movie show. I'm your host, John Maffio, and today's featured movie is Birds of Prey. It's directed by Kathy Yan and stars Margot Robbie, Rosie Perez, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, amongst others, and Obi-Wan Kenobi himself, hello there, Ewan McGregor as Black Mask. And the story picks up a little bit where Suicide Squad left off. For those who don't know what happened in Suicide Squad, Margot Robbie plays Harley Quinn, who is basically the girlfriend of the Joker, is what the short way of calling her character. They break up, and Harley Quinn is very depressed about it. And she, in an impulsive, rebellious act, kickstarts the plot for this movie, which involves an array of characters that must team up together to stop this crime lord in Gotham City known as Black Mask. I had no expectations for Birds of Prey, but in the back of my mind, I was curious about it because I like Margot Robbie as the character of Harley Quinn. I grew up with the Batman animated series in the 90s, so I'm not well versed in it, but I'm very knowledgeable of the characters and situations and whatnot. And she had a pretty decent character in Suicide Squad, but the strongest aspect of Birds of Prey, I could definitely say, is her character in this movie. The way they tell the story with the unreliable narrator, it could be a little jumbled, but I think it's strongest when we're on Margot Robbie. I can't get enough of Margot Robbie. I think she's so incredibly dedicated to her craft, and I think she really injects a lot of life into this role. You see the intelligence side of her, which makes sense given that she grew up the character becoming a psychiatrist before she went crazy. And then you see like the clown side of her, like the crazy side of her, that is kind of, you don't really know what's going to happen with her, the unpredictable nature of her, what she's going to do to try to get her goals achieved. The plot's alright, but it's not really anything to write home about. You've seen it 100 times. It's just kind of what's there to keep these characters together and get them together and have them fight together. And you don't really get much of that until the third act of the movie, which is fine, but the characters that are here have personality, and enough personality to really get you through the entire movie. Black Canary, played by Julie Smollett-Bell. I really liked her in this movie. There's no real arc with her, but her character shines through with vulnerability and some strong banter. I also really liked Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who is always good in everything she's in. A lot of the actors in this movie put in their all. Ewan McGregor as Black Mask doesn't really have an arc either. He's just kind of this one-note bad guy. He really brings his own spin, along with the screenplay, into this movie, along with his assistant, who is the character Victor Zsasz, who we saw in Batman Begins a little over a decade ago. Their dynamic together is intimate, but it doesn't really go out of its way to really tell you how intimate it is, but you get the idea. It's a lot of visual storytelling here, where you can just put the puzzle pieces together like, oh, okay, they're probably involved. I really enjoyed the way this movie was composed and puzzle pieced together through the screenplay, through the dynamic camera blocking and framing. The movement of the camera, the way it's edited, it's less than 2 hours. It's a little over an hour and 40 minutes. The pacing is pretty well done. There's a couple parts where it slows down a little bit, and the way that Harley Quinn as a character narrates the movie, the way we go back and forth between scenes is kind of told non-linearly. This is the kind of takeaway comic movie, the kind of film that you can just pop in at any given time and just watch and enjoy. Could be a different story down the road, but in this moment right now, I had a really great time with the movie. It was very entertaining, and I definitely see myself and others, a majority of others, just kind of being like, yeah, let's watch Birds of Prey. It's a very accessible, easy digest with really fun characters, a great character in Margot Robbie, a lot of great sequences that are just really just a bliss to watch. There's one involving a sandwich of sorts, and for those who live in New York, in general, it speaks to us like directly to the soul. Again, I could be playing a different tune in half a year or a year from now. Maybe I'll think differently. Maybe I'll think more highly of it or less highly of it. But in this moment, coming out of the theater, I had a smile on my face. I really enjoyed myself. Really fun soundtrack, interesting characters, and a couple really good dynamics. And when you get everybody together, it's a blast. The action sequences are really well filmed, and I'm very impressed by how everything is just presented. There are more than a handful of well-edited sequences of action or just character moments. In a positive way, this film is very easily digestible, and I think it's worth watching. It's rated R. It's not for everybody, but anybody who watches this movie, I'm pretty sure you'll have a pretty, at least decent time watching. It can be a little jarring when it comes to the way the story is told, and it could be a little pandering in terms of the female empowerment, but I personally didn't see it. But I can't see how somebody else could look at this movie and be like, this is trying really hard to be like, female power. But I just saw a really fun story, and there's no real character development with anybody besides Margot Robbie's character, Harley Quinn, and maybe Huntress, and maybe Black Canary, tiny bit. But everybody else is just kind of, people are here, this is Gotham City, so let's get all these characters together and have a fun ball. And that's basically what it is. It's entertaining. If you want anything deeper than that, go somewhere else. This is, for what it's supposed to be, works very well. But now I want to know from all you boys and girls, what did you think of Birds of Prey? What did you think in the comments down below? What's your favorite character in this movie? I can't get enough of Harley Quinn because I really love Margot Robbie. Because Margot Robbie is that good. And of course, as always, you know the drill. If you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed watching my face for the last 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes, you can like this video. You could comment down below. You can subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that bell so every time I make a video, you will be notified about it, so you can not forget to miss this face. As always, I'm your host, John Maffio, and I'll see you guys next time. Puddin'.